Welcome back to the Real Estate and Home Improvement Show. I'm the host, Mike Briggs. We've been coming here since 2008, can you believe it? And our YouTube just passed 1 million views. So check us out on YouTube. You'll see a lot of our interviews there. By the way, this show, Real Estate, Home Improvement, Finance, Insurance, anything to do with your finances, real estate, investment, your future, we talk about that on this show. And all week we've been having people on telling us how to improve the value of our property. Guy telling us how to hire a good plumber. Him, of course. Roofers, what to watch for in hiring a roofer. Should you or should you not buy solar? All those questions we've been addressing all week. But I just wanted to find out more about this crazy market and how people could build individual wealth through real estate. So we've asked an expert to come in, Coco Shelburne, our expert for today. By the way, you're in Nevada right now?
I am. Hi, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
And you cover this whole Pacific, Nevada, California, that whole area in real estate. Is that right?
I do, yes. Kind of have a wide variety of clients who have different needs, so sort of jump in places where I really can make a difference.
Now, you told me a little bit about the companies you were with. Is it fair to ask you to tell our viewers about that?
Oh, that's kind of you. Yes, sure. No problem. I've been with Keller Williams the majority of my career before I started my own brokerage firm. But there was a time in there as well where I was also, I worked for EXP and I was the global growth manager, brought their numbers up to more than 65,000 agents at that moment.
Nice.
We had increased the revenues quite a bit. And I'm kind of a fan for the unique, the unusual, the exceptional items out there and people. So I do international transactional work as well. So kind of out here having fun with everybody who needs a step up. And I'm so blessed that you thought to have me on today. Thank you.
You may be the most experienced person we've ever had. Tell me about this new brokerage, Edgeland.
So Edgeland is really exactly what it sounds like. It's the edge of land and real estate and the outskirts of what we used to think was possible, kind of a bit of a disruption brokerage firm, and in the sense not trying to put people out in some other industry that they're currently in, but rather bring opportunity to those who are looking to expand what they currently have. That could be a small amount, it could be a large amount, but trying to find something new and unique in a way that will give them a niche. So that's how we sort of started this whole idea.
I'm going to ask you some questions in a minute about how individuals could build, individual wealth. And also you have a listing here in Fresno. Our market actually goes from Sacramento down to Porterville and over the Central Coast, but I know you have some listings here. But first, tell me about this podcast, the Coco and Pete podcast. It's on YouTube, by the way. I have the address right up there on the screen.
You're so kind. Yes. So I'm doing this podcast with Pete, and Pete and I, Pete has been in the tax business for over 40 years, and he's also been in entertainment. So as you might imagine, it's kind of a cross between me talking real estate and bringing in the real ideas of things, and him telling the hero stories, and then singing a song from some random musical where he's going to sing the tax code. So
right.
We are not a sleepy crowd, and we like to give people constant room to grow what they want.
Now, tell me about your listing in Fresno. You said
Sure. Thank you so much. Sorry, I apologize. What? Yes. I got excited. I'm excited about this property. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
It's 2379 Rabe Avenue. Now, what's great about this property is it's a 4 and 2. It's almost, we're talking like 2,500 square feet on almost a quarter acre. And what's cool about this property is it has a lot of backyard room. So it's kind of in this corner at the end of the street, in the back, one of our lovely, fun-shaped flag lot type of properties where you can have all kinds of things going on in the backyard. And it's beautiful inside, wood floors, granite countertops, you name it, it's been upgraded. And it's a great opportunity. Currently, we're at $519 as a list price, but big news, thanks to Mike bringing me on today. I am proud to say that we're going to have a price adjustment. So stay tuned for that. We're about to make a significant change. And again, hoping to bring someone a great opportunity.
Yeah. First of all, the 4-bedroom houses in this market are kind of rare, and the big lots are rare also. So it's a very unique opportunity for somebody. So anyway.
I agree with you.
Coco, we talked about the the podcast you do with Pete. We talked about your listing. Now I'm going to try to stump you with some tough questions about the market. Is it a good time to sell? Is it a good time to buy? Has interest rates just knocked us out of the market? What's really going on?
I honestly say this to everyone, and even myself, as an investor, as an owner, I say it's always a good time if you can do any of it, because we cannot control the future. Yes, people are going to say it's time to do this, or, oh, wait till that's going to happen. No one has the ability to say exactly what's going to take place. So if you are in a position to do something, do not hesitate. Go for it. Do it while you can, because lending rules can change. Properties will definitely change. Pricing is definitely going to change, which means your values will change. So if the best way to be in front of it is to go for it. Don't be shy.
Well, I always tell the story. I bought my first house at 9% interest, and I was happy to get it at the time. So, and other people say, oh, well, we got in at 18%. This is back in the 80s or 70s or something. So it goes up and down. I feel like they're kind of normal interest rates now. But and by the way, the property I put 9% interest. I made $200,000 off of that property. So it's just getting in there. You're right.
It's well said. And even my family, they had purchased a property in the 70s. They were at 16% when they purchased, and they bought the property at $23,000, including the pool. And it is currently $1 million property. Go figure.
Right. Yeah, like I said, my first house at the 9%, our payments were $500 a month, and we didn't know how we were going to make those payments. So I'm glad we did, though. Now, I'm trying to get somebody to help us understand how to build personal wealth. The average Joe who goes to work, he's on a salary of, just brings home the paycheck. He's not an investor or anything. How can someone like that build wealth in real estate, or build wealth anywhere for that matter?
Well, I think it really starts with, what are we really spending our money on? Where do we keep our money, and what are we doing with it? I mean, truth be said, it would be a lot more fun to kind of take all of our paycheck and it's like, oh, wow, yeah, we went out to so-and-so and we did blah, blah, blah. But not having a little bit of it put aside, or rather, why don't we label it? I just tell people, label it $1 million property. And suddenly you're able to find money you didn't have before, and you can put it somewhere. Keep it somewhere and put it to use in an area that you feel comfortable knowing that's going to be your future. I'm not saying you need to be an expert in it. Certainly that is not the case. But go to trusted people with experience, who can give you real insight, who will be able to give you information that will make a difference in your personal life.
I have always, personally, how I've done it, I can't save, but I have money, I spend it. I go on a trip or a vacation or something. So I dump all mine into real estate, because then I can't touch it. I can't just get to it and go blow it somewhere. So,
Mike, can I ask you, when you did your very first purchase like this, wasn't it crazy? It was like the hardest one, wasn't it?
It was very hard, yeah. It's the best thing I ever did. Almost all my wealth I have now, I built on that very first purchase. So, now let me ask you this, and I don't want to put you on the spot. I know you're not a tax expert, but Pete is, and you're on the podcast. You hear him all the time. Can people still write off their interest on their home?
Heck yeah, all day long, every day. And there are ways to make corporations and move money around where one pays out the other, and real estate is, different tax calendar. I'll just say this, there are a lot of different ways to go about it. I know when I first started to learn about it, it went right over my head. It was like, I do not care. This is not interesting to me. But when you have someone who takes time to explain it in a fun and exciting way, suddenly I was really interested. I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand it. And it made a huge difference in my career and my business. And I hope to pass that on to anyone who is out there thinking the same thing. There are ways to do this. That's how people get wealthy.
The wealthy people do it. They always have these corporations. That guy who was president of the United States for a while, he went bankrupt a couple times. He goes, no, I'm just using the tools that are out there. So I'm not.
Oh, I actually worked for that person's real estate firm for a minute. That was an interesting dynamic. So
I bet it was. They only give us 10 minutes here, but I could talk to you all day. And I've been asking you questions. What do you want to tell our viewers?
want to tell your viewers you're right on the right channel. Mike has got the right idea. He is here to make sure that you get the right information, and he's really a vastly knowledgeable person, but most of all, he cares.
Yep.
So if you're listening, stay tuned with him. Plug in, stay on his program. He's the guy who's going to be able to help you. And the people that surround him care about you and what you're doing.
Very good. I'm just going to cut that out. I'm going to run it as a commercial for the next 10 years. So, for our viewers, go to YouTube and just start typing. I did it earlier. The Coco and Pete, and that pops up. The Coco and Pete podcast. Do you do it on a regular, like once a week, or is it just at random?
We were doing 2 times a week. We're at 3 times a week now.
Wow.
So we're on demand. We're available. And if you ever need us, I mean, honestly, you can always reach out to me. I'm Coco at the Coco and Pete podcast, or Coco at Edgeland Inc. You can always reach me there.
Yes.
But Mike is your resource first, and Mike will always be able to lead you in the right direction.
Very good. Well, anybody watching out there, tell your agent about, what's the name of the street? RABE.
2379 Rabe Avenue.
Rabe
it's
Avenue.
a rave. It's a rage. It's awesome. Go get it. It's beautiful.
Rave
and
rhymes with
ready.
rage. Coco, we're going to have you back every month. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Be safe, everybody.
That's that emergency alert. They told us it was going to happen. I'll sit on my phone. Coco Shelburne, contact her. We'll be back with more Central Valley talk right after this.